So, in your own opinion, this is not causing you functional limitations?
No.
Okay. So the next thing I'm going to ask about is your genitalia. Have you noticed any abnormal discharge?
No.
Any lesions?
No.
Testicular pain?
No.
Testicular lumps or swelling?
No.
Okay. Have you noticed any hernias?
No.
Have you had any erectile dysfunctions?
No.
Sexual history?
Active.
And
nothing.
how many partners?
Just the one.
Okay. And have you had any changes in your libido or your sex drive?
No.
Okay. And then have you had any history of sexual abuse?
No.
Okay. So I would say that you have a normal bowel and bladder elimination. You're expressing no redness or swelling or lesions of the genitalia, so we're not going to examine those. Okay, so peripheral vascular. So this is more for the blood flow to all of your extremities.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask a couple questions that are related to those. Have you experienced any leg or arm cramping?
No.
Pain whenever you're walking, running, anything like that?
Other than the muscle, no.
Okay. Have you seen any color changes in your hands or feet?
No.
Have you noticed any varicose veins? So this would be, they almost look like little purple or blue strings that are going up your legs?
No.
Okay, you've never noticed those on your own? On your own?
No.
Okay. Have you noticed any abnormal hair loss on your legs?
No.
Do you have a history of phlebitis or any sort of blood clots?
No.
Do you ever experience edema or swelling of your legs?
No.
So in this perspective, this has never caused you any functional limitations?
No. No problems.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check all of your pulses. I'm going to check your carotid again. Okay. And then I'm going to check your brachials. And I'm making sure that these are strong and equal bilaterally, and they are. And then I'm actually going to have you take off your watch so that I can do your radials. Good. They're strong and equal bilaterally. Next, I'm going to ask you to lay down again. Okay. And then I'm just going to put my hands up here, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to go femorally. You okay?
Yep.
Okay. Strong and equal bilaterally. And then I'm going to feel popliteals.
Okay.
Strong and equal bilaterally. Tibials, it's your ankles. Strong and equal bilaterally. And then your dorsals. Strong and equal bilaterally. And then I see no evidence of any sort of varicosity or any edema in your extremities, so I would say that you are doing fine. So next we're going to go on to your musculoskeletal. Okay. So you said that the primary reason you're here is for the muscle pain.
Yep.
Other than that, do you experience any other muscle or joint pain?
No.
Have you noticed any swelling or redness or stiffness?
No.
Have you noticed any weakness or disformities in any sort of joints?
No.
Even the one that is hurting you?
Yeah, no.
Okay. And then functional limitations of these. So like you said, the
sitting for long periods of the time, the walking for long periods of time.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm actually going to have you stand up for me.
Okay.
And first I'm going to have you look side to side with your head.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to have you look up and down. And I'm going to have you touch your ears to your shoulders. Is that painful for you at all?
No.
Any tenderness?
No.
Okay. And then I see that your C-spine is clear and it is midline and equal. Okay, so next I'm going to do a range of motion on your arms,
Okay.
your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers.
Okay.
Both sides, okay? So I'm going to abduct, adduct. Any sort of pain here? Anything there?
Nope.
Okay. So then I'm going to bring your shoulder forward. Anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Anything back here?
No.
No. Okay, so if I take it a good all around town, we're good?
Yep.
Okay. So next I'm going to check your elbow.
Okay.
So bend. Bend. And then can you switch for me? Like how you can switch your, okay, yeah? Okay. And then your wrist. I'm going to have it bring up, down, side to side, Any sort of issues here?
Nope.
Okay. And then I want you to take your fingers.
Mhm.
That hurt at all?
Nope.
Make a fist for me. Okay. And then spread them out. And then put them together. Okay. Sounds good. Then I'm going to do the same thing to your other side. I'm going to go up, down, together. Okay. And I'm just going to check back here. Okay. And then I'm going to bring them forward. No, and then bring it back. Any issues there?
Nope.
Okay. Now I'm going to check your elbows. So, up, down, and flex for me. Yeah, okay. And your wrist. And up, down, side to side, flip it. Okay. And then just your hands. So I'm going to bend them back a little bit.
Yeah.
Make a fist for me. And then spread them out. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you pull your leg up. Doesn't matter which one, okay? Does that hurt at all whenever you're doing it forward?
Slightly.
Okay. And then step forward a little bit so that you can bend your leg back a little bit.
Okay.
And then bring back at the hip without bending your knee. Without bending your knee. Yep. Does that hurt?
Not terribly.
Not as bad. So it only hurts whenever you're bending it forward.
Yeah.
Okay. And then can you bring your leg out for me? Okay. Is that your
Good
point of
bit of
intolerance?
pain, yep.
Okay. And then can you actually try to cross your leg at the hips? So without crossing, yeah. Does that hurt at all?
Not bad.
Okay. So it's whenever you are abducting and whenever you are, this would be flexing.
Yes.
Okay. And then let's try your other leg just to see if it's on the other side, okay? So bring your leg forward. Any pain?
Nope.
And go ahead and take it backwards. Okay. Any pain?
Nope.
Okay. And then take it out. Any pain?
Slight pain on the left side.
Slight pain on the left side. So taking it out, spreading those muscles, that hurts. Okay. And then try to cross your legs again. Any pain there?
Nope.
Okay. So it is primarily on this side.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'm going to do your knees. So I want you to try to flex out as hard as you can like you're kicking a ball. And then bend it back as far as you can. Anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. And then can you like twist your leg at all? Yeah, anything like that?
Mhm.
Okay. And then do the same thing for your other knee. Flex. And then bend. Is there any pain whenever you're doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that still up in that groin or
Yep.
further down in the leg?
Up in the groin.
Okay. And then do the same thing, kind of like twist your knee a little bit. Okay. And then you can go ahead and sit for your ankle.
Okay.
Ankles and your toes. So what I'm going to have you do is point your ankles and then bring them up like you're pushing on a bicycle. Does that hurt at all?
No.
Okay. And then can you roll your ankle at all? Does that hurt? Does that cause any pain?
No.
Okay. And then same thing with the other foot. Pointing, then flexing up like you're pushing. Does that hurt anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. And then can you flex for me? Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay. And then I want you to bend your toes. Good. And then can you open them up? And then can you open them, like flex them outwards? Good, good. Okay. So I see that you have a full range of motion in your cervical spine, from your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, fingers. Your hips do have a full range of motion, but there is pain and discomfort upon moving them. But they do have the full range of motion. You have full range of motion of your knees, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. You have no redness or swelling, and they're not hot, and they all have full range of motion. Can you stand up one time for me? And stand behind. Go ahead and face away from me. And then your spine is straight. It is non-tender. And can you lean forward for me? Okay. Does that hurt at all?
Just a little bit down towards the lower back in the groin area.
Okay. And then can you like lean back and almost like you're laying back, like looking up at the sky? Does that hurt at all?
No.
Okay. And then can you like bend over like you're trying to touch your hip? Does that hurt?
Yeah, lower back and the left side a little bit.
Okay. And then can you do that to the other side? Any pain there?
No.
Okay. And then can you just kind of like do a little tilt-a-whirl here? Yep. Does that hurt at all?
Just whenever lean towards the right, a little pain
Okay.
on the left.
Okay. Well, you still have a full range of motion, but you do have that pain. Okay. All right. Go ahead and take a seat. Okay. So the next one is going to be your neurological. So have you ever experienced any dizziness, fainting spells, or blackouts?
No.
Have you ever had a history of seizures?
No.
Have you ever experienced a seizure at all?
No.
Have you ever experienced any weakness or paralysis where you can't function a extremity?
Nope.
Have you ever had any numbness or tingling?
No.
Loss of sensation?
No.
Have you ever had any involuntary movements or tremors?
No.
Okay. Have you noticed a change in your gait?
No.
Like whenever you walk? Okay. Have you noticed any memory changes, or has anybody brought up memory changes to you?
Nope.
So would you say that this is not limiting your function?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
So what I'm going to do is have you guess the smell of this and tell me what you smell, okay?
Raspberry.
Raspberry. So this is black raspberry vanilla. So I would say that you can pretty much smell what you need to. Your optics were clear. You could see me. You could move your eyes and everything. And then that would actually also be cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6. That your ocular movements, your trochlear movements, and your nerves are actually intact because you were able to go through all the eye fields whenever I was doing your eye exam. Okay. Close your eyes. What side am I touching?
On the left.
Okay. What side am I touching?
Right.
Where am I touching you now?
Lower right wrist.
Where am I touching you now?
Lower right left wrist.
Where am I touching you now?
Little about mid calf on the right side.
Where am I touching you now?
Bottom left foot.
Okay. So I would say that you have equal sensation around your body. Okay. Take a look at me. Smile. Smile with teeth. Thank you. Okay. Can you shrug for me? Okay. And then I'm going to ask, whenever I snap here, what do you hear?
You should snap on the left side.
Okay.
Snap on the right side.
Do they sound equal to you?
Yep.
Okay. So these are, his face is symmetrical and he has no signs of weakness. He has a normal acoustics for cranial nerve 8, and his vagus is symmetrical, and his sensation of the tongue is midline, as I saw earlier, which is cranial nerves 9 and 10. Cranial nerve 11 is spinal accessories, as I saw that they are strong and intact whenever I was doing my muscular exam. And then I can see that he has no tremors or anything whenever I asked him to shrug his shoulders or anything else like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is have you lay down real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to do some other tests real quick. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is do a plantar exam, and I'm going to run this along your foot and just let your foot do what it feels natural. Okay, so I see he's actually flexing in on his foot, which is normal, so that's good. Your plantar response is normal, and you have no fanning of your feet. I did see earlier that he has normal motor function of his feet. He can move them whenever he wants to. He has no issues with that. They are of normal size, strength, and tone. His coordination, as I can see from him getting up and down, is present, and he is equal and rhythmic in his paces and movements. He has a good gait whenever he walks. His sensories are intact to all extremities. I'm going to check your deep tendon reflexes. So go ahead and flatten out your thing. So, okay. So I see a +2. He's not overreacting and he's not underreacting, so he is reacting normally. And again, he has been awake, alert, and oriented to himself, the place that he is, the time that it is, and the situation that he is in, and he is acting appropriately. So the final thing that I have for you is your endocrine. So do you have any excessive sweating, excessive thirst, hunger, or urination?
No.
Have you noticed that you have an intolerance for the heat or the cold?
No.
Okay. So, as you've seen, your biggest issues now is your muscles. So what we see is that your job is very hindering to what you are physically capable of doing. So do you understand that your job is a risk factor?
Yes.
Do you understand that your exercise habits are also a risk factor?
Yes.
Okay. What could we do to help change that in your life?
just try to figure out better ways to exercise than that, stretches and whatnot, I suppose.
Okay. Do you know any stretches that you could do that would work with your work schedule? Like when you could do them?
I'm sure there's things I could do before and after I get home from work.
Okay. So what I would suggest doing is doing some light stretching, doing some forward stretching and back stretching, especially in those lower extremities. That seems to be your biggest issue here.
Okay.
I also see that your diet is slightly irregular and not productive. So some things that could help you with that is regulating a good diet and making sure that you're eating a good amount of protein and good carbohydrates to help your muscles function appropriately. Okay? And making sure that you're getting good minerals and vitamins through all that. Okay? So do you have any questions for me?
Nope.
Okay. Well then it was good working.
Same.